What happens when one of Hollywood's most unpredictable talents collides with one of television's most unfiltered voices? What you're about to witness isn't just a celebrity interview gone sideways, it's a powder keg of ego, ideology, and emotion that exploded live on national TV. This is the moment Nicolas Cage walked onto The View and walked right into a firestorm. It started like any other morning at The View's Manhattan studio. Cage, dressed sharp, his energy low-key but focused, arrived early to promote his new psychological thriller. Backstage, he was polite, even warmer, chatting with production staff and reviewing his talking points. This wasn't his first rodeo. Decades in the business had taught him how to navigate the media circuit. But no amount of experience could have prepared him for what awaited him at the table. Inside the studio, however, the mood was already brittle. Whoopi Goldberg, known for her fierce candor, was visibly agitated. Staffers whispered about a rough production meeting. Tension crackled in the air, sensed even by the live audience. When Whoopi introduced Cage, there was something sharp beneath her tone. "Our next guest is Nicolas Cage," she announced, smiling tightly. "He's here to talk about his new movie, but let's have a real conversation first." Cage took his seat, offered a courteous nod, ready for the usual press questions. Instead, Whoopi fired, "You've done over 100 movies. Many went straight to video, some are just bad. Do you believe in the work you're doing, or are you just cashing checks?" The room fell into silence. It wasn't just a hard blow, it was a punch to the gut. Cage, visibly thrown, gathered himself. "Well, Whoopi, a broken bar, that's a harsh take. Every role I've done, I've committed to fully. Success doesn't always look the same, but the passion is there. Always." Whoopi waved her hand dismissively. "Artistic integrity? Come on. You did Gone in 60 Seconds. That's not art. That's a paycheck." The attack was relentless. Cage's eyes darkened, voice lowering. "That film was a remake, and I worked hard to bring authenticity. Why start here, with this negativity?" Whoopi leaned forward. "This isn't negativity. It's accountability. You're one of the highest paid actors of your generation. Meanwhile, countless others, especially actors of color, don't get a quarter of the chances you've had." Co-hosts fidgeted uncomfortably. Joy B had tried to pivot toward Cage's recent indie success, but Whoopi cut her off. Sonny Hostin said nothing. A wide-eyed silence louder than words. The energy turned. Cage's calm began to crack. "That's not fair, Whoopi. I've never taken roles from anyone. I work hard. I audition like everyone else. And saying I've coasted through my career, that's disrespectful." "Disrespectful?" Whoopi's voice rose. "You want to talk disrespect? What about your A Wicker Man performance? Screaming about bees, punching women in a bear suit? That's not art. That's a joke." Cage's face flushed. "That film was surrealism, an allegory about masculine hysteria and modern emasculation. If you reduce it to a meme, that says more about your understanding of cinema than it does about my work." Now the studio was frozen. Whoopi wasn't backing down. "You were punching women in a bear suit, Nicholas." "Come on," Cage exploded, rising from his chair, his voice booming with the theatrical rage that made him iconic. "That bear suit was symbolism, a primal metaphor. You mock it because you don't understand it." Joy B. her again tried to de-escalate. "Let's maybe talk about your new film, A Broken Bar." But Whoopi pushed harder. "Your new film is probably just another paycheck project. You only know how to play unhinged weirdos now." That did it. Cage fell silent. His voice, when it came, was calmer, too calm. "I came here to promote my work. Instead, I've been attacked. My financial situation, my career, my integrity, all dragged through the mud." "What gives you the right?" Whoopi stood now. "I've earned my right. I've earned my seat at this table." Cage snapped. "You won an Oscar for Ghost 20 years ago. Since then, you sit behind a desk, handing out judgments like they're truths. I'm still making films, still pushing boundaries." "You're blacklisted," Whoopi shot back. Directors don't want to work with you. You're difficult. You're unpredictable. That's why you're doing bargain bin indies. Cage's hands clenched. That is a lie. I've chosen independence. Freedom over formula. I'm an artist. Whoopi's eyes flashed. You took every role you could to pay off your debts. That's not freedom. That's desperation. The audience gasped. Even the crew froze. This was no longer television. It was a public dissection. I have never disrespected this craft, Cage said through gritted teeth. But what you've done here, this is cruelty. This is bullying. And I won't stand for it. Security began appearing on the edges. The co-hosts looked on, stunned. Joy Behar tried again. Nicholas, your new movie A Broken Bar. No, Cage said, staring down Whoopi. This isn't about the movie. This is about your ego, about you needing to feel powerful by tearing others down. Whoopi spat her final insult. Maybe you should stick to straight-to-video trash. Let real actors do the interviews. Silence. Cage stared at her, eyes full of fury, but something else too. Pity. You used to be someone I admired, a barrier breaker. Now you're just a broken bar mean, and I feel sorry for you. He removed his mic, handed it to an assistant, and turned to go. Don't let the door hit you, Whoopi barked. Cage paused at the edge of the stage. He turned back, his voice low and cutting. There was a real conversation to be had today about art, risk, reinvention. But you made it personal. You made it ugly. That's on you, Whoopi, not me. And with that, he was gone, leaving behind a studio in stunned silence, co-hosts scrambling to recover, and a moment of live television that would echo across headlines for years.